Just coming on a little bit early to get people on before we get started. If you log in early, say hello, type in hello so that I know you're with me. That would be great. I do not think we're going to be on TikTok tonight because TikTok is not connecting for some strange reason, but that's okay. We're just here waiting for a few people to log in. It's about 3 more minutes before we go live. Hi, Stacy made it. Great. So Stacy said hello. Let's see if anybody else makes it in. Tonight is going to be a really great conversation. The one I promised last week that I did not give. Stacy, if you're with me and you're still watching, let me know. Text me, if you're having trouble getting hold of any of the people that we went to see about the event for the weekend of the 13th of June. So I do need to book a place for that. So we're currently streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. Like I said, I'm waiting for some more people to log in. I see Stacy's here. So if anybody else will log in, we have a couple minutes before we get started. Actually, no, just 1 minute before we get rolling. Please say hello if you're in the room. Getting everything ready for tonight. All right, let's get logged in, everybody. Hey, Mark, good to see you. We're about to go live in just less than a minute now. Just trying to let a few people get into the room before we get into the conversation. Hey, Deidre, great, glad to see you here. As you check in, say hello so that I know that I have my audience here, because the only way I know is if you type. We're okay. Hi, welcome to Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. And tonight's going to be a great night because we're going to talk about some things that I wanted to talk about last week and couldn't. So, welcome, and hey, Jill, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So tonight we're going to talk a lot about healing. We're going to talk about the spiritual connection that is the power behind any person who is working in either healing or one of the psychic arts or mediumship, or even if you're really into paranormal investigation, you need to understand the concepts of energy and how it works and how powerful it can be. Zita was going to join us, but she's going to join us online, but something came up. She couldn't make it here to my home tonight, but she is going to join us online, especially for the healing conversation. Hey, Vesty, how you doing? Anyway, this weekend we used the bungalow for the first time. It was a lot of fun. Trini has now left. She left yesterday, and she used it all weekend, and then we had our event on Saturday. It was a very successful event. We've already had activity out in the bungalow, so all the stuff that has happened inside has now followed us outside. So lots of great activity. Last Tuesday, Saturday, was it Saturday? No, it was last Saturday. We had also on Saturday we had a Halloween party at Mystic Path, Dina Lolly's place. Y'all should go check that out. It's in Algiers Point. We had a lovely meeting there of people, and we talked about some things that are coming up. We shared some stories, and anyway, last week I had promised that I was going to talk about the power and the energy that pushes out the spirituality that encases people, that is what helps them connect to their source. And so we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. I'm just trying to get a few more people online because I know it's early, because I don't want to have to repeat myself. Also, I am booked for the month of October. I may open up some times on this Sunday. I'm waiting to see. I've got an old friend who's taking me to a play Saturday night. She texted Maggie and I, but he's not going to be here, but I'm going to go. So Saturday, I'm going to go see a play in the early part of the evening. Then I'll probably end up somewhere with my besties on Friday or Saturday. So just letting y'all know, bestie. So, hey, Mark. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so tonight I really wanted to talk about, a lot of people have been asking me about connection and about how do they connect, or what is the premise of connection. And so I really wanted to talk a lot about that tonight, and talk about healing, and how to not only give healing but also how to receive a healing, a spiritual healing, or any kind of energetic healing, how to have it work for you. So we're going to talk about that. Hey, Joe. So we're going to talk about that tonight because I feel it's important. And I'm going to try not to trample too much on too many people's religious beliefs, but I'm going to talk about what really makes all this stuff work. And so it does it might bender on that line of some people's religious belief patterns. Again, I believe faith is important. I don't care what your faith is. Hey, Tina. I don't care what your faith is. I don't care what your belief system is. It really does come from a source, and whatever you call that source is your own business. Whatever you call that source is your own business. So I'm going to try not to get too deep in religion, but it is going to touch on probably some people's faith. So I am going to say that. But one thing that I constantly prove when I teach classes and when I work with groups of people is that we are all energetically connected, and it's proven. I can prove that to you in a class. How we can all hold hands and our energy passes from one person to another. Hey, sissy, how you doing, love? How we're all energetically connected, all humans. It doesn't matter your ethnicity, doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your sexuality, it doesn't matter if you're an evil person or a good person or somewhere in between. It matters of nothing. As a human being, we all are energetically connected. We're all really one big family. And you need to understand that concept. Hey, Van. So, and again, this is part of connect. We're going to get to the connectivity. I got to get you to understand how that we're all as people, as human beings, we're all energetically connected. When one of us gets hurt, believe it or not, we can all feel it. When you become that empath, you will learn when someone gets hurt, you can feel it. Or someone, so that's why, hey, Chrissy, that's why it's important to learn how to understand people and allow them to be on their journey as long as they're not harming you. Hey, Zeta. And everybody's coming in. So perfect. So that's the first concept I need people to understand. Energetically, we're all human. We're all connected. It doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, where you are in between. It does not matter what race you are, what color you are, what your sexuality. It doesn't matter who you love, what you love. It doesn't matter. We're all connected. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything. It's all connected. Okay? and I can prove that to you. I mean, I prove it in classes all the time. And I think I've even done it online. So if you ever see my energy stick, you'll see how many people can hold hands, and that we're all connected energetically. We're also our energy also is like a shield. It goes all the way around us, in front of us, behind us, all the way around us. I proved that as well with dowsing rods. People can move dowsing rods from across a room energetically, moving them, okay? We can all make that happen. So when I'm talking about this tonight, I want you to keep that in mind, that we're all energetically connected and that our energy extends in front of us, behind us, all around us. Okay, so it does. There are many vibrational levels of energy, from the very slow to the very fast to, some energy levels that some people have not even experienced because it's deep trance or acceleration. So it just depends. Some people can create what they call as a vortex or a pour. You can actually see the energy form. I've actually seen that on more than one time, and I know some of you have as well. So again, I'm just trying to get you to understand the concept of energy and how everything is connected. Now let's talk about the highest vibrational energy. The highest form, the purest form of energy is love. I cannot stress that enough. The downside of love is that love is something that is different to each person. It's what I might think is love, someone else might not think is love. But what we know of love is that it's pure. When it happens, it's pure. It's pure energy. It's a pure connection. It's not like when we say, oh, we love our pet, or, oh, I love my friend. It's not the same. It's deeper than that. And if you can understand that, if you can master that concept of love, it's one of the highest, purest vibrations there is in energy, okay? And if you can learn to let go of pain and let go of guilt and let go of what you've been cultured for, and understand how we're all connected and how we all blend and how everybody is affected by this force field, okay? And a lot of people, here comes the religious part, a lot of people, when we pray, or our concept of religion, because of how we're cultured, how we see things, we believe that God is an almighty being, that God and some people, Jesus Christ and all the angels are all very high beings. But what they really are pure vibrational energy of the love essence. And every human being, every living creature, every living molecule has a connection to that being. And a lot of people don't get that. When you're being healed, in the sake of healing and doing energy healing work like Zita does and my friend Tanya does, when you work in that realm, a lot of times they will ask you to think of the most love thing you can think of. The birth of a brand new baby, baby your child, or maybe, that's okay, Glenda, maybe it's the birth of your child, or the birth of that grandbaby, or the love of your spouse, or the love of a partner. But they'll ask you to think about, hey, Kimberly, they will ask you to think about, when they're doing the healing work, think of the most purest form of love that you can think of while they're working on you, because then you can receive that love that they're sending to you energetically for your healing. It's very important that you understand that you are able to open your heart up and open your energetic vibration up so that you can receive the energy that's coming to you. Yes, every cell has a vibration. Or like, so every cell has a vibration, and when the healers are working, that's what they're doing. They are saying, some are doing prayers over you, some are just doing Reiki energy work, some are pulling or channeling a higher healer or energy to help heal you. But you also have a part in this. You have to accept that. You have to open up to accept that love, to accept that feel. And and if you got a lot of stuff going on in your life, or if you got a lot of pressures or lower vibrational things happen around you, it's harder for you to let go enough to receive that healing. And so it's really, really important that you're able to, when you go for healing, to disconnect from the pain, or disconnect from the life, so you can think and focus on receiving pure love and understanding what pure love is to you. And that's really, really important. Also, if you work in metaphysics, or you are working with psychic work or mediumship, or those things as well, when you come from the place of love, your connection will be more dead on. Now, you still have, you have to build your language with the other side. You have to create an understanding so that you understand, if you're seeing, feeling, smelling, sensing, tasting, that you understand what you're getting. And everybody's different. So what I want to say to you, if you get into any of these things, is do not compare yourself. Never compare your abilities to someone else, because your abilities are unique to you. So all I can do, or all any teacher can do as a mentor, is give you exercises and tools to help you explore your senses, to help you explore your abilities. But if you're not coming from a good place, you're not going to have the best connection. You need to understand that. And if you are doing it if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you may get a few things, but it won't last, and your energy will die really, really quick. And as Ed is saying, the cells are naturally oriented to going to the higher vibration. So when a person releases or relinquishes their baggage, the healing will be easier. In thinking of happiness or love, it will help. It's easier to think of happiness and love than let go of the baggage sometimes. Yes, it is. And again, sometimes it's the baggage you're being healed for. Sometimes that healing is for that. So, so again, but the more you can identify with purity, with love, with compassion, with empathy, the stronger your vibration will be. That's why today in a lot of areas, it's talked down to be empathetic. It's talked down to be compassionate, because they don't want you to have these abilities to know things, these abilities to see things, these abilities to heal. Not only to heal others, but to heal yourself. Healing yourself is very important as well, because when the healers go, you have to keep those cells moving. You have to keep, it says we're disconnecting. Are y'all still there with me? Magni? Okay. Anyway, I hope I didn't lose you guys. So if I did lose you, just say, hey, CJ. So, I want you guys to understand that because I'm trying to help give you a gift that you can start working on yourself. Am I still froze, Mark? I'm back now. Good. I'm trying to give you that gift so you can start working on, if you want to be a psychic or you want to work on your mediumship. Well, everybody's psychic. I mean, everybody has intuition. Everybody has these things. But I want you to be able to start working on this. And I can tell you the key to it is coming from the right place. It's coming from love, coming from empathy, coming from understanding people, coming from wanting people to be the best versions of themselves. And it's very powerful, and it scares some people. So I am going to say that to you too. It scares some people. But let me give you the example. And that's where I think I was going when I was when I froze. So in 2017, I had a stroke. And I had double vision, and I had all kind of stuff going on. And I had Tanya and Zeta come work on me, and I have no residuals. I mean, because I know I know how healing works. I came from that place of love. I also kept it going. Yes, it does scare some people, but because some people wouldn't have, love is a learned thing. You're not born into the world and know love. Love is something that you have to cultivate, and some people aren't given those tools, and so you have to think about those things. Some people are not given those tools to cultivate that high vibration of love. But love at its purest phase, you could almost disappear right in front of somebody. You could disappear in front of somebody. There's one person, its chakras are so aligned and so energetically there because of the love and the peace this person has, they can actually disappear in front of you. Again, don't expect you to believe that until you see it or until you witness it. But telling you from my travels, from my studies, what I have learned and what I do see. Okay? So if you're someone who's in a lot of pain, remember this thing. Life is a journey. If you're not happy in your journey, you have no one to blame but you. No one to blame but yourself. Yes, we did do that once. So you have, start taking personal responsibility and learn to understand that it's okay to mess up. That life is a journey. It is, hey Kim, that it is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to not, do everything right the first time. That life is a journey. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. But when something down happens, turn it around. Learn to take it as, okay, this is a time for change. And that's what it usually takes, is something really, really bad to happen for us to create change. But if you love yourself, it makes it easier. I always tell people one of the things they should be doing is you should be writing down all your fears and then burn them, because you should have no fear. Shouldn't have fear. You conquer fears by being active and getting past it. That's a good, you did, that's, hi Sid. Hi Sandy. Anyway, so, I'm trying to explain to you guys that you are part of the Holy Spirit. Like I said, this is going to touch a lot on religion. You as a human being are part of creation, and all heaven and hell resides within you. Heaven and hell resides there. You can choose to live in your own hell, or you can choose heaven. Okay? I personally would choose heaven, because I think being happy is better than living in fear. So I will just say that to you. Okay? So your body is a temple. You are a piece of the Holy Spirit. All the angels, all those energies vibrate inside of you. If you, hold them back, they're not going to be able to get out and do things for you. If you welcome them into your life, you will see miracles every day. You will see miracles every day. I have seen so many miracles in my lifetime. And like I said, I can't prove, some people, a lot of my miracles, hey, Heather, a lot of my miracles have been witnessed that I've seen, but there are some that were not witnessed. I can tell you times that I should have died and I didn't. I can tell you how people have come to my rescue when I did not think they would. So what I'm saying to you is that you can create your life. Your life is a journey. You should only be worried about your life. And as long as nobody else is doing something to harm you, then you should not care what they do or how they act or how they, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. Now, if somebody does something to you, then you should follow the law. You should. You should go, you do what you got to do to make that person leave you alone. Now, let me tell you, if it's like a family member or it's somebody who is constantly bringing you down and you don't have the ability or the ability to do hard love and say, look, I love you, but you need to stay on that side of the wall until you learn how to act better, you're going to probably get sick from it. Illness is a low vibration. Most illnesses, not all, because some things are very environmental, but there are a lot of illnesses that are created by stress, by anger, by guilt, by pain, because it messes with the molecular structure of your body. So when a healer comes in there to work on you, that's why you got to find that love. You have to find that ability to shine, that ability to love, because if you can find that love while they're working on you, you've already ignited the cells in the right way. So when that energy hits you from that healer, it's going to help. Okay, so is it possible? No, so you live in your own hell, Deidre. So we create our own hell. Hell, if you, I don't know if you went in for that part of the conversation, that's when I froze. Hell and heaven are within inside of you. It's how you react to it. It's how you work with it. It's how, there is a lot of, there's a lot of things. And again, like I said, all illnesses are not energetically created. Most of them are, but there are a lot of environmental things that create illnesses too. Asbestos, living too close. Like if you live anywhere along the river, it's high cancer alley because of all the stuff that's in the air. So again, but you can protect yourself, and there are ways to do that. Yes. So yes, but get your emotions in control. And once you can do that, and again, that is building your godly self. Building your godly self and learning to definitely respect your energy spaces. If somebody is not being respectful in your realm, I don't care if it's your mother, I don't care if it's your sister, I don't care if it's your dad, uncle, grandmother, if they're not respecting you, they go on the other side of that wall until they learn how to treat you. Doesn't mean when you put somebody on the other side of the wall, it doesn't mean you don't love them, it doesn't mean you don't care about them. It means you're demanding respect when they're in your space. Keep your space clean. Yes, you can. If you let people stress you out, you can cause a lot of damage to your body. You can. And look, guys, I am not perfect. We all have things, okay? But you have to learn to move past it. I went through a whole lot growing up because when we're young, we don't know these things. We don't have, and then we're cultured by all this propaganda and, growing up. And so it takes you a lot of times to understand where it all comes from. And I can tell you that love is the most purest, highest source of energy you can use in this type of work. And if you can connect to that vibe or that source, and again, your level of love might be different than Bob's or Susan's or Richie's or Karen's. It just depends. Because love is a learned trait. Yes, so Van, the instruments, so yes, when you're doing like sound healing and something, if there are certain vibrations that are very high that do put out very healing energies. But again, just because you're doing somebody's doing a sound healing and you're getting that positive vibe, if you don't open up to accept it by opening the love up in you, if you are having a down day, you're not going to get results. So it's a main thing when you go to a healing is to try to let as much go as possible, because it's hard. It's not easy. If it was easy, then we would already be doing it, But it's being able to let go of that pain, or at least put it in the box for a while, put it over there, and open up. Think of the most beautiful thing you can think of. Think of beautiful love. Think of beautiful light. Think of beautiful, whatever's beautiful to you. If it's a walk in nature, if it's the birth of a child, if it's that little puppy or cat that you just picked, whatever that love is for you, go there so that you are energizing yourself so that when the healing comes in or the healing vibration comes in, it's open to receive it. It is open to receive it. And believe me, heaven and hell resides inside every living person, every living being, every living cell. It does. Everybody has an angel and a devil inside of them. Sometimes I have too much devil, but there's always an angel. There's always a devil. And, we're all the creatures of whatever we call source. Everyone. And we're all connected. All of us. It doesn't matter. We're connected to the earth. We're connected to the animals. We're connected to each other. We're connected to the air. We all live symbiotically in this realm. And so once you understand that concept and you open up to the love of it and understand that this is my journey. This is my time to shine. This is my time to shine so that I can enjoy my time here. Am I going to be here forever? No. So don't fear death. No. It's this opposite of birth. There's birth into this hellhole, and there's death to get out of the hellhole. So it's going to happen. Again, and yes, we lose people that we love in the physical, but it's your memories that keep them alive. It's your memories that ignite them. It's that love. That's what grief is. Grief is processed love. That grief you have, but you stop turning it into a negative. Turn it into a positive. Break cultures, break conditions. If it's going to bring you down and make you upset, break it. Don't do it. So I'll give you an example of that. When I go, I don't want a funeral. I don't want my family to pay a dime in the funeral home. Nope. We're going to if anything, have a party. Have a party, put up a mic, play the kind of music I like, and raise your glass of champagne to me and talk about my ass. Talk about all the crazy shit we did together and all those crazy stories that I've told you and all those crazy things you might have experienced. That's what I want you. I want you to go out there and celebrate me. And that's the difference. And so many people live in so much pain and so much stress because they don't understand that they can change this. They can change this. So, hey, Cindy. Yes, and sometimes, Cindy, it's hard. I had a death this weekend. One of my family died this weekend. And I have another one who, my cousin's on here now, her brother's in the hospital too, not doing well. So, yeah, I get it. I get it. It's hard, but the grief you have measures the love you have. And everybody experiences grief differently. Everyone, hey Daphne, everyone, experiences grief differently. I was at a funeral this weekend. Yeah. So, I tell people, appreciate when you really love somebody, appreciate the time you have with them. Love them like it's your last day every day, because you don't know. You don't know when things are going to happen. So from this day forward, promise yourself that when you love without condition. Now, I'm not saying you got somebody who's bad in your family and they need help, let me just do it now. No, you set boundaries, but you still love them. You don't have to be, always taking care of somebody to love them. you can love them very dearly. Yes, you do, Mark. You spend a lot of time. Hey, Misty, you spend a lot of time with the wife and kids. That's why I love y'all so much, because y'all are a very loving family. The whole family, even the ones that piss y'all off, y'all love. So, that's why y'all my besties, because y'all really try. Again, you're going to make mistakes, but you try. You try to keep that family image together, and you're very supportive of your children, and you're very supportive of your wife. And that's not seen a lot these days. A lot of people have turned very selfish since social media has come out there and gotten crazy. So again, everything comes from the highest vibration, the highest level of energy you can achieve as a human being is love. And like I said, this would touch on religion a little bit, but again, it doesn't matter what faith you are. Faith is important because faith helps you love. Faith helps you understand. Faith, no matter what you are, I don't care what religion you are. You can even be satanic. If that's the faith you want to be, so be it. As long as you don't come mess with me, you good. You good. Just don't come, And I don't have a problem with that, because faith is important. There's good and evil in everything. There's good and bad in everything. Every person has that angel on a shoulder and that devil on a shoulder. And you have to make the choice. It's your choice, and that's the karma you're going to live, and that's the journey you're going to give yourself in this lifetime. And when you understand that concept and you start working at making it doesn't happen overnight. It's not easy. When you start working on, getting the people who are abusing you away from you. That doesn't mean you don't love them, but they need to step away until they learn to appreciate you. Then you do so. And eventually, if they love you, they'll ask, what's wrong? Why don't you stick around? They'll say, well, it's because of the way you treat me. I'm not going to subject myself to that behavior. So I just, I want you guys to understand this. And so if you do get a healing from some of my wonderful healers that are on here, if you do get any healings from, you understand how it works. How does it work? Some healers use prayer. Some use just energy. Some channel. Some use all three at the same time. Like I know Zeta channels and she prays over you, and you get, and you gotta get, for me, that's what she does with me. So again, but I have to go into that space of love when she's working on me, so that I can get my cells moving in the right way, and so that she can inject them with even more love, and that's how healing is done. And so I'm hoping you guys but that's where all your yes, I'm hoping that yes, because you have the spirit, you have the person, it's all three. What's being channeled, and the healer and the person. It's the three. It's the three. It's like in church. It's the three coming together and working to heal you. So I'm hoping you guys understand that, and I'm hoping that your lives can get better. I know that some of you life has its ups and downs. You're gonna have deaths. You're gonna have, tragedies. You're gonna have, not always the best times, but sometimes we have to hit rock bottom to see our strength. And if we can recognize that, it still hurts when we're down there, but it helps us get past it. You get past it quicker, get past it as fast as we can, so we can start moving on the right track. And it's being honest with ourselves, not listening to other people and saying, what is it that we really want? What is it that we want? What is it that I want to accomplish truly? Not because somebody else told me I needed to. What is it? I want to point this out, because this is very true. So one of the most questions, or one of the most things that get told to me all the time when I'm working with people. One of the biggest questions I get from almost everybody, and and I'm going to tell you the good, the bad of it. So one of the questions I get most of the time is when I ask people, so what it is you want to do? The number one answer I get from people is, I want to help people. But you know what my second question is to them? What's your plan and how is it going to feed you and your family? And then the next thing out of their mouth is usually, I don't know. I said, then you're really not ready to help heal people because you have healing to do. You have healing to do. And first you have to understand that. You have to make sure that, hey, Rob, you have to make sure that your urge to heal someone else or to help someone else, to help others, isn't because you need help. You have to heal first. Because you can't heal somebody else until you heal you first. You have to know how to love. You have to come from that place of love. You have to understand the concept of that higher vibration so that you can connect and channel to your higher spirit team. So you can connect and channel if it's to help someone in mediumship through their loved ones. So that you, from that high spirit of love, that you can help cyclically because you're starting to see stuff. And another thing that really terrorizes me too, that I've seen in this field a lot, is you get people that who they are some of them are really psychically inclined, but they only see negative stuff. And I'm like, what is so wrong that all you see is negative? Because every negative impulse has a positive impulse. So why would you address it towards a negative impulse? You should be, if you're going to really want to help people, you should be addressing it to the positive impulse, not the negative impulse. I was studying abroad and somebody actually told a friend of mine that they were going to get their arm torn off in a car accident by a green car. And I'm just like, could you not have phrased that a different way? Like, could you not say, maybe you shouldn't drive in this area, maybe you should stay away from green cars, something, but, and it didn't happen, but, but still, that was what this person felt. So my question is, where was that person's mind when giving that advice? What was going on in their life that they saw something so negative? Think about that. If you're coming from love, that's not what you're going to see. That is not what you're going to experience. And yes, I see things that are challenging when I read people, but we don't approach it like it's a problem. It's part of life. We all have health issues. We all have health issues. We all have people who die around us. We all have surgeries. We all have sometimes fatal diseases because that's how we're going out, because we didn't fix something a long time ago and it's became chronic, and so we're going to do what we can to help. So I'm going to give you the positive information to help you try to heal, to remove the pain, to remove or eliminate the fear and remove it, because that's what will make it worse. You have to understand the concept of love, how pure it must be. And don't expect everybody else to be that way, because you're going to be let down a lot, especially you, Daphne. No, I'm just kidding, Daphne. You're going to be let down a lot if you expect other people because this is something, love is not, most people go through their whole life and never really feel love. There are more people that never experience it that really truly do experience it. And sometimes that's why when we're doing healing work, it's hard to get to that core problem, because if that person just has never felt love because of environment, because of a family, or relationships, it's hard. It's hard because you got so much garbage and baggage to get through, because there's so many distractions in life, and so I need you guys to understand that. I just that's what I wanted to talk about last week, because I want people who are getting into psychic work, who are getting into this paranormal, and we're going to start talking about sensing, because that's what we're going to be teaching on the cruise. That's April 19th. You know, we're going to talk about sensing. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to actually work with healing. I've actually am bringing things to heal people on this cruise. So, Jamie said, I don't feel love. She doesn't feel loved by me. Oh, look, that girl can't. What? You must be leaving to go to Houston, because I know she can't sleep without you. So, that's love. Hey, Miriam. You know, so again, you know, when I tell people, one of the good things to do is to write down your fears and start addressing them. Know that, know the two basic things in life: birth and death. So don't fear them. Don't fear them. You know, don't fear them. You can't, there's no sense in fearing it. You know, and then some people say, well, and I hear this one a lot too, I don't fear death, I fear the pain of death. Well, what I can tell you, just from the science side of it, there's only a certain level of pain that you will feel, and you can't feel it beyond that. I learned that I'll tell you how I learned that. I went to Norway for Christmas one year, the week between Christmas, and it was 47 degrees below zero. It was cold, but it didn't feel any colder than 5 below, because my body could only register what 5 below felt like. After a given point, it was no difference, you know? So it made me think, like, so there's got to be a threshold in there. You know, there's got to be some kind of threshold, you know? Look, I had her about it. She's like, I'm not counting the days. Anyway, so, you know, there's a pain threshold, and when you now, what does I think frighten some people too is long drawn out pain. When you have like pain that's at that level, and it's chronic, it doesn't go away. You know, so that's when you really need to start seeing a healer. You need to start doing some things to help learn to control the pain. And let me tell you, it does work. Healing is one of the best pain controls there is, because one of my friends who's a Reiki master, and she used to work at East Jefferson Hospital, and some of you know her, and she would go do orthopedic surgeries, and she'd go do Reiki before surgery. She would do it in the recovery room, and she would do it post-surgery. And her patients that she was doing Reiki on were able to get both knees done a lot sooner, because you got to split them up, but they would get it done like months sooner, because their pain they had little pain post-surgery because of all the energy work they were receiving during the orthopedic surgery. Right, that's good, Tina, that you don't fear death. But again, death is a positive. Death is just continuation of life. And through mediumship, we learn that there is life after this life, where mediums couldn't do what they do. You know, mediums couldn't do what they do. You know, they can't prove nobody can prove to you that there's life after death. That's going to take you to have to validate that. What mediums do, they validate the existence of life after death. It's up to you whether you believe it or not. You know, so it depends on how good your medium is. So, again, you know, love is the purest form, and it's the highest vibrational energy that you can experience in this lifetime. And sometimes it's hard, I know, because we have situations and we have things that we let affect us. But that's when it's time for you to start taking. Those who take my energetics class learn this. And there will be energetics part 2. We talk about the neuro side of it, the more scientific side of it. That's going to be coming up next year. Hey, Renee. So again, you know, love in the purest form is the connection. And that is how you'll be able to receive healing. That is how you'll be able to connect. That is how you will be able to sense. That is how you will be able to be very intuitive, is to connect on that vibration, that highest level. Um, when I do the work that I do, when I do trance work, and have those things that we've talked about, like the time dimensions and where people can hear my voice and other places where I'm not, that's because I'm coming from that place of love and I'm going into that trance. I'm doing, because when I'm teaching, I'm usually doing something that I love. So I'm already in that love framework and I'm doing trance work and it is going out. So again, most of you have seen it, but I'm going to bring us back down to the beginning again before I get into doing some readings for you guys. But bringing it all the way around 360, okay? We're all connected on some form of cellular level to everything that's living. That means all people, all animals, nature, the crops, everything, even the cockroaches, everything. We're all connected, even though I like to step on them sometimes, but we're all connected. So know that. And know that we create our own energetic field. We create it by culture, by what we learn, by what we think, what we believe, what we speak. Your words are very powerful. What you speak, your words are very powerful. And always remember that heaven and hell is within inside you. There's an angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. Those cartoons were very right. You are the Holy Spirit. Your body is the temple. Your body is connected. You are the source. Always know that. So protect it. Learn to work with it. Read. Do think, learn. But if you have any hate in your heart, if you have any discord or any prejudice, that's all going to work against you. And that's a fact. Even if you go get a healing. I can't heal someone who has hate in their heart because they're not good. Even though I'm sending the love, they won't be able to receive it. Yep. You might have two, Joe. I think I have more than two because I fight them off constantly. So let's talk about that a minute. Let's talk about them devils because that's fun. So let's talk about them devils. So every time you have an evil thought or you have a questionable thought, ask yourself, where'd that come from? Who did I learn it from growing up? Because you had to learn it. You had to learn it. Ask yourself, where'd that come from? Because I grew up, I was raised by two different women. Completely different women. One was racist, raised on a plantation in central Louisiana. And the other one was a New Orleans black woman who was loving and caring and crazy, and she's still around. I love her to death. The other one passed away. The crazy one, she's still around. She's still part of our family. She's absolutely a beautiful woman and a beautiful person. She's a beautiful soul. I kind of give her credit for all the love that I have inside of me because she was that kind of person. She loved people, And so, I want you guys to go back and say, where'd that come from? And where'd that thought come from? And identify it. Once you identify it, move on from it. That is a good way to look at it. Okay, so okay, I froze again, huh? That's what it's telling me. I don't know, Tina. But anyway, so learn that love is the most powerful source of healing you can have. That love is the most easiest, through love is the most easiest way. Yes, I'm back. I froze for a minute. Every time I freeze, it tells me it's reconnecting. So I don't know what's going on. We just rechanged, since the bungalow is open, we now have internet that goes all the way to the bungalow in the back. And so we have these new internet devices, and so that could be what's messing with me. So I'm going to have Magni look at that, because that's why this thing might be rebooting every now and then and freezing me. So anyway, all right. I am going to do some readings, but you have to ask a question. With that question, I will pull 3 cards and answer it. And you just got to type in your question, and I will answer it for you by pulling some cards. I'm going to break this because I just had a bunch of readings. I was booked solid yesterday, and I think I'm kind of booked solid tomorrow. All right. Anybody want a reading? You can ask a question, and I will answer it for you. And Jamie, there's no TikTok on right now because TikTok is one of those that went down again. I must have said something in the last video they didn't like. Why am I hearing bells? Well, let's see, Renee. Why are you hearing bells? Could be a few reasons, actually. Well, according to this, it might be your dad. It looks like that might be your dad trying to get you to do something financially, because then there's this. So maybe that's why you're hearing bells. I don't know, but so let's talk about that. That could be a few things. So bells could be a symbol from someone on the other side. Could be something they want you to hear, something trying to grab your attention. So we will talk about that when I see you, because I know you're coming to see me. So we're going to talk about that as well. Like, what's like when you hear them, is it something specific that's going on, or is it just random? You know, how frequent is it? According to the cards you just pulled, it said it was coming from your father, because the Emperor was in those 3 cards that I pulled. That's that. It has something to do with something new and financial that you need to start or do or work on. So that could be something signaling that as well. Also, it could be something else. There's a few other things that could cause that, and we'll talk about that as well. And then I got from Gina, should I take, oh no, wait, let's see, Christy said, Miss Janice and Miss Lydia insist I'm going on vacation. Though I don't have one planned, the only one I'm thinking about is the healing cruise. Will I get to make it? Yes! No, I'm kidding. Let me pull some cards. You should. It's going to be a good cruise. We have a lot of people going. Okay, so let's see. Well, you have the world, and you have, you know, the three of wands, and then you have the 5 of pentacles. So what it says is that if you go, you're going to meet a lot of strangers. You're going to meet a lot of people. So this thing is starting to disconnect and reconnect rather frequently. I apologize, so I might freeze a little bit. Okay, so should I take the job offer? It says that there's going to be some challenges to be patient. I do think that you will take a new job offer, but it's telling you to be patient. You got temperance in there. So I think there's some things you need to look at before you jump in. Okay, so I will say that to you. About my trials and competition. Okay, let's see. Deidre. Deidre. And these are for Joe. And this is for Van. That one's sticking out. That one's for Van. Okay, Deidre. Oh. Keep freezing. Okay, I'm back on. Somebody text me and see if you can see me. I'm sorry about that. No, it keeps wanting to reload. Okay. Are you guys, oh, y'all still there. So it says y'all still there. So hey, sorry I froze there for a minute. So the first question was from Deidre. Deidre, it says that it's going to be a little competitive. And I don't know if it's going to be very fair. So I want to say that to you, Deidre. Okay? So it says it's going to be really competitive. And just stay in line with it. It doesn't give me an answer how successful, but it says it's going to be, there's competition in there, Deidre, is what it's showing me. And then the next one was from, all the questions are gone. Van, I remember your question is about the program, the graduate program. I don't remember the question that was before you. So Van, I'm going to answer you. I'll try to remember that question. So Van, it says it's going to make you stronger. It's going to move things in the right direction. However, you're going to have to look at where it's going to take you. What do you want to do with it? Like when you get it, have a plan. So I am going to say that to you, Van. What was the question in the middle? There was a third question. There was a middle question. It was a second question. Was that you, Joe? Okay, so let's see. Joe, it says it's there, but somebody's going to try to take it from you. So be careful of that, okay? It does say you got this as hard work. It's going to come down the line, but there's somebody there's somebody else competing with you for that promotion. So watch that person. Don't trust them. But it says you will get it. If not now, it will come. It might take more time than you thought. That's what those say. Am I going to get the raise I asked for? Okay, Mark, let's see. Kaylee, you have to write a question. I'm not just pulling cards and saying what they are. Just ask me a question and I'll answer it for you. Okay, so Mark, let's see what you get, my friend. Well, you got the Ace of Swords. You got the Queen, the Empress, which is the mom card, which is the neutral, and then you have the Magician. It says you will, but it's going to come with a price. Like, it's going to come with either more work or more something, but it says you will get it. So I want to say that to you as well. Okay, and Kayla is the treatment. Tomorrow, it's going to help you. Okay, so let's see, Kayla. One, okay. So far, so good, Kayla. Two, oh yeah. No matter what this card is, it's not going to matter. Yeah, it is. But again, what we talked about tonight is important to help that heal. So even when you're doing stuff medical, that will help. So I want to say that to you too. All right, and this weekend, I had a sense of separation. Anything on that? So it was on your right shoulder, so that's a male energy usually. Tina, so let's see. Let's see, Tina. One. Tina, I think you're ignoring things that are happening around you, but if you can figure it out, it's going to pull things together. So pay attention to what's really happening. And once you can see it, it will all come together. Okay? There's a lot of mixed emotions around you right now too, so that could also be causing the energy. That card says that. There's a lot of mixed emotions there as well, so pay attention there as well. And lately when I dream, there are always at least 4 of my deceased loved ones in my dream. They are fun dreams, even a cruise. I'm just missing them, or they'll visit both. So I don't even need to pull cards for that. So Debbie, what that's all about is you. So our dreams. So remember, there's no such thing as a past life. There's concurrent lives. It's like the multiverse. It's concurrent lives. So when you dream, sometimes you can go into a multiverse and be experiencing things with people that you've loved and different things. And so sometimes it helps you learn lessons. Sometimes that can help you understand why you might have a relationship with somebody the way you do it. So that connect. So those dreams can talk about a lot of things like that. Okay. Oh, he already know. Okay, so know that. Okay, so Daphne, I have so many moving parts in my life right now. Pick one from me, career, family, or anything. Well, you know, Daphne, you have to pick one. I'm sorry that I'm being this way, but you have to pick. Do you want career, family, or what else? We all have moving parts in our life. That's what makes life so much fun. I'm going to do, let's see. Will my husband's treatment help? Will my husband's treatment help him? Well, okay, so again, I got 3 very positive cards, but one of the cards is he might also need some type of surgery. He's got a sword card in there, and it's a male sword, so sometimes that's about surgery. So he may, but it all looks positive. So there's some kind of help that can happen, and it may be a procedure and or some type of surgery as well. So I am going to say that to you, Kayla. And Daphne wants career. Are you going to get a raise? No. No, you're not going to get a raise, Daphne. Unfortunately, you need to find new work. Oh. 'Cause I know who you work for. Let's see. Well, it says you're going to get a raise. And in what you do, I was wrong. You got that's police work. That is education, and you got that. So what I kind of think this is going to happen is you're going to maybe take another position that's going to give you more money. So that's something I would start looking for, and maybe looking in other departments and see if you can make a different type of move. Your problem, Daphne, is that you don't like change. And I love you, but I'm going to be real with you for a minute. You don't mind, you will go sometimes towards it, but you really fear it because you get set in what you do and the way you do things. And so you've had a lot of knowledge in your career line that you've let go for different reasons. Some of it because it was depressing, some of it because, you wanted something that was, but if you take the easy way out of things, you're not going to get more money. You're not going to get higher, it's not going to get better. You have to take what your knowledge base is and maybe put it in other areas, other departments, and see who's paying. And maybe put in an application or make change happen for you. So you keep saying you're too old and tired. You keep saying that's who you're going to become because you're saying that. Girl, look, I am older than you, and I am back in college, and I am racking it. I got straight A's. I just finished my 2nd class tonight. I got straight A's, okay? So I am telling you, you can make it happen. If you choose to be lazy, then you won't get money. You're making that choice. You're telling yourself you're not going to succeed. Stop. Then you got to figure out what's making you old and tired and change that. I'm older than you. Okay? All right. Bianca, will my upcoming trip help heal my fear of experiencing love? Well, girl, why would girl, before I even pull your cards, let me talk to you. Okay, Bianca. Why would you fear love? Why would you base your love on past experiences if it didn't work out? Obviously, you don't know what you love. Because you can't blame a bad relationship on nobody but yourself. You know, you're not going to fix people. They are who they are. If somebody does something in a relationship that is not appropriate and you continued with them, that you have nobody to blame but you and your fears. You have to figure out what your fears were. What caused me to feel this? So you can't blame it on nobody else. You can't say because he did this to me or she did this to me or this happened or his parent. No, because you allowed the behavior. You have to take ownership and say, okay, I learned from it. So I don't fear it, but now I'm going to set the boundary. So if somebody gets stupid, the first time they get stupid, I'm out. And there's nothing wrong like that. Respect yourself. You know, learn to take control of what you're looking for. Know what you, stop listening to other people and telling them what you need. You know, let me tell you the biggest grift there ever was. Okay, hands down, marriage and kids. Because that's what you thought you had to do. No, that's what you were told you had to do. It's not for everybody. And I'm not saying it's not for you. I'm just saying that's something that's just not for everybody. Men or women. It just depends. Some people are good fathers, some aren't. Some are good mothers, some aren't. You know, some really want, you know, some people, I just want to be loved, so I want kids. Well, no, if you don't teach your kids love, they can't love you back because they don't know how. They don't have the capability of loving you back. So what I want to say to you, my love, is that the only way you're going to heal and move forward is to start loving yourself first and demanding the type of relationship that you want. Yes, Renee girl, I know you know that, right? That is the biggest grift that society has played on people, is that concept of, you know, the picket fence, the White House, the 2 kids, and a dog, and a good mate. That's, you know. And again, it's what we're cultured for, but it's not what's going to make us all happy. And you got to figure out what's going to make you happy and start living that life. But let's see what it says about love for you, okay, Bianca? I didn't mean to go off that bad on you, girl, but I want you to find that right one. I don't want you to have to go through no bullshit. I'm trying to help you. Okay. You know, I'll wait, talk about that in a minute. Oh, this is really wanting to come out, so let's see what that one is. I think you will. You got the Magician. You got putting you back on past problems and moving forward. Maybe my little talk just now did some good for you, girl. And the guy you're with's going to be a little bit older than you. Just saying. Or a person I see that person being somebody a little older. Anyway, so yes, Bianca. So again, respect you. Don't let anybody disrespect you. No one. Because you have nobody to blame but you. If you take somebody back, you have nobody to blame but you. If you allow someone to be abusive, if you allow someone to speak negatively to you, you don't do anything about it, that's your fault. That is not them. I don't care how good they were in the beginning. When it's time to go, you give that Dear John letter. Dear John on the mirror. and lipstick. It was fun while it lasted. Enjoy your life, ... and be gone. Oh, the right one. Yes, and sometimes it's hard to find the right one. You have to explore. Child, I had to go to Norway to find mine. I had to really do some exploring. I had to go to Norway, before I found the right one. So I'm telling you, but again, learn that you deserve respect and you deserve to be loved, and someone should cherish that ability. But likewise, you need to cherish that about them too. It's not always about just you. And if you really want love, love is a symbiotic relationship. So you both have to feel that way, and you both have to respect one another. And it's not about what you can do for me. It's like it's about what we can do together, what we can do as a team. Okay, Tiffany, let's see. Good. And that's good that you can see those red flags. I do think you're going to find someone. I do, because you had the 3 perfect cards that I pulled for you. They were good. So they're going to be a little bit older than you, but you're definitely going to meet somebody. But again, if you're not feeling good about life or about yourself, that's not about somebody else. That's all about you. We can talk about that. Yes, Norway is a beautiful place. So what's happening with your career? Well, I see a little fight going on with your career, a little struggle. So there's people trying to stab you in the back, but justice wins and you're going to be able to be at rest. There's going to be some turmoil around you. So know that I'm saying that. I do see some change. I see some people getting cut. I don't think it's going to be you, but I see some lifting around you as well, because you've got this new job title. This is new job, new title, new something happening inside your career, but there is a little drama that's going to go on first. Okay. Yes, balance is important. Yes, Norway is a beautiful country, but it is expensive to go visit. Like, Maggie and I ate at this hotel at the airport. We stayed at the airport hotel because we had an early flight. We literally we ordered like a hamburger and like chips, and literally they gave us like each a half of the hamburger. Like it was like cut in half, and some chips and 2 drinks. That was $80. Okay, I was like, damn. I was like, but anyway, so it has its moments. You have to know how to, when you go to Norway, you got to know how to go economically, or at least reasonably, because it can get expensive. But we go see his parents. They're on a farm, so we have everything we want right there on the farm. So it's always beautiful. His dad just finished building a smokehouse. They smoking some meat. They just killed some moose. It's moose season. Maggie and I coming up on our anniversary of meeting. Next week is our anniversary of meeting. So we met on Halloween 2008, and we have been together ever since. So our anniversary of meeting is coming up. That's gonna be what, 17 years we've been together. So Halloween is the day we talked for about 2 years online, and then we finally met on Halloween 2008. And it was love ever since. You're welcome, Tiffany. You're welcome, love. So, again, I feel like I am a blessed man. I have lived a phenomenal life. I've had lots of good friends, lots of good people that have come and gone throughout my life, both in spirit and not, just have come through and gone. Good night, Renee. Thank you. Love you too, my baby. And so, I can tell you that life is an experience. And if you look at it like that, it doesn't hurt so bad. Yes, Jamie, you can. And so, take this as your journey. If it's not doing what's right for you, then there's something going on there for you. And you need to figure out if you're not happy, it's because there's something missing. There's something you're cheating yourself out of. And that's what I'm here to help you find. So let's talk about Jamie and her career. Her new career, because she passed the test, which I knew she would. Okay. Well, it seems like you're going to get really emotionally attached in your career, and it looks like it's a good fit for you. However, it doesn't make you. It makes you work hard for the money you get. So again, if you want more out of your career, you have to think out the box. What can I do to create more for my career? What is it that I need to do? What can I do? What is it that I really want to do? Do you want to just ghost hunt with us, or do you, what is it that you want to do? I mean, look at me. I got 3 or 4 careers. It's like, because I love life and I love the things that I do, and that's just who I am. But you need to figure out who you are and what really is your purpose. Some of us aren't meant to be in relations. Some people just aren't meant to be in relationships for whatever reason. Sometimes you got to figure that out. Yep. Jamie, looking at the cards that I pulled for you, I kind of think you need to evaluate that a little bit before you agree to do it. I do think they're going to try to tempt you with a little bit of money, but I don't think it's going to be a lot. So think about that. Okay? Yes, they're going to test you because you are new. They will. They will test you. I see somebody wants to get laid tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I have to go there. I'm happy. I'm with my best friend, and the real thing is us communicate. It is. Y'all are great. Y'all are great. I mean, that's what I love about y'all is your family bond, the things that you do. Mark's putting it on. He's fish. Oh, I love it. You go, boy. That's my friend. That's my bestie. She's like, go to bed. Anyway, so again, guys, I wanted to really talk tonight about love, and I really wanted you guys to understand its concepts. And I really wanted you guys to know that the power that love has, and if you can put more of that into your life, the more connected you will become. And that's what tonight was all about. And so if y'all have any questions, y'all can email me. Either email me mrctreasures@gmail.com or psychicsid@yahoo.com. I will answer your questions, for you. But I want you to become the best versions of yourself, and I want your life to be filled with experiences and filled with joy and filled with, those questionable moments like, should I be bad? Should I be good? And see what you choose, and see the consequences you have to pay because of it. So it's just, that's what makes life exciting. So again, I want all of you to go out and have a great life, and y'all all have a good night, because I am signing out because I hear my voice going. I love you guys, and I will see you again next week, and we will have another session of chit and chatting with Sid Patrick on Touching Eternity, the podcast. I am your host, and thank you for joining me tonight.